All right. We start today out with just general news. Again, something I want to do more of when it's, I guess, worth talking about. Throw it up on YouTube as well. First and foremost, something I'm getting so many questions about, and it makes me feel really good. And I'm sure it would make Level Cap feel really good too. CitizenCon Direct 2955. Yes, we are covering it. We'll be covering it live on my channel. I will be live from, the normal time, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, until the event starts at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So yes, we will be there. It is at 1900 UTC, so it's a lot later than normal. But we'll be there. We'll be covering it. It's tradition, and I just want to say, Level Cap is obviously a Battlefield guy. And Battlefield comes out the day before, and he was like, "It's tradition. We're showing up." So big ups to him, and he's really excited, and so am I. So we changed the scene a little bit with some different darker colors to be more gloomy for the time of year that it was, and I'm very excited. So with that, let's jump into what happened yesterday. Why do we hide things in the PTU? I have no idea. If this is what we're going to do, guys, this is the sub flare. When your own company, when the marketing team of your own company leaks your patch, this is the your Mandy, everybody. We can't see it in the PTU. We can't fight it. Let's go ahead and show it to everybody on it before anybody sees it in any other way. So it's clearly another worm. It is clearly what we saw at CitizenCon. People were on top of it. I thought it might be the one that only lives in a cave, but the people that were like, "Oh no, it's this one from the CitizenCon event." Yep, there it is. Why? I have no idea. Why is it a worm? Because it's easier. Why is it shown in a sub flare before we get it in? The only thing that I can think of is that they would have liked to have tested it in the PTU earlier, but it's not ready yet. That's all I can gather from this. So that's the subscriber promo. Obviously, the worthless jacket that nobody wears clothing that says Vaporware on the back, ironically, is the one for $10. That's the sub I am. I still don't know why I sub. And then the diorama, which should be the reward for actually killing the thing, like most MMOs would do. No, you got to pay for that. And thanks for the leak, assholes. And that's the sub flare for this year. And then the patch notes for last night's PTU. I was super hyped for this. I have not jumped in yet, but I'm getting word that a lot of this stuff isn't in. RMC and construction materials repriced. RMC sale prices reduced. Construction material refinery yields decreased while increasing sale prices. So we saw CM decreased, like, definitely on the reclaimer, but they raised the price of it. Oh, I hate everything you're doing with the economy team. I hate everything that you're doing. I get that it has to be done now. It probably is temporary, but imagine investing time in an actual player market where we decide the prices. RMC would be incredibly low. Construction materials would be even lower because they're everywhere and they're easy to find. Of course there's no economy. That's why they have to make up the prices to make it appear like there's one. And think about the hundreds and thousands of items that are in this game. You think they're going to be able to balance that? You think they're going to be able to handle that? Nobody can. So it's going to be a mess. And I'm just here to eat popcorn while they continue to fuck it up. Let's be real. Additional gameplay updates. PvP missions will now be on their own tab in the contract manager. More on that in a moment. This is what I got excited for, but apparently this doesn't work. The Reclaimer cargo elevator got an update. They added a cargo grid to the lift. The lift is the main one in the center, the big one that goes to both the cargo grid and the structural process or the salvage processing area. That they fixed the animation to make the lift go further down, move the interaction point to be reachable by the player when the cargo is loaded on the lift. I don't think they did any of this, apparently. That's what chat was saying. Nova Gatling and Scorpius turret are now in the shops. Is that them finally adding the turret that you had to buy? And the Nova Tank Gatling that you had to buy? They finally added it to the shops like a year later. Like this is the end of the Blade drama. The Flight Blade drama. It's finally over. It took until now. Onyx facility OC perform. What's OC? Object container? Yeah, probably object container performance. Bug fixes. UGF turrets are not shooting at trespassing players. All right, that's a big one. I'm going to take a look at that one. Tractor beams can stop a ship as it controls, as it's still powered on when the shields are down with an active pilot. Okay. Not able to craft multi-tool attachments. All right, that's a big one because they were using the wrong material. Physics weapons, projectiles are not registered when piercing through water bodies. All right. Contract does not end after rescued. All right. Certain vehicles are not taking damage when weapons are fired at their cockpit. Hawk and Saber. So I think that's why these were in the meta, because they were very difficult to kill. So that's the Hawk and Saber falling out of the PvP meta for sure. Vehicle pilot seat loses entry interaction if the actor... Oh, guys, this bug has plagued us since they put in the mining stations where like all of the PvE like patrol missions are at and stuff. That's how long this bug has been bad. I hope they nailed that one down. And that's it for bug fixes and the patch. Then Elliot talked about why they moved. Like there was basically some concern as to why people, and it's from Agents Letty, a known pirate in the universe, asked like, why would you put PvP missions in a tab? Because, well, you're PvP brained, right? But not everybody is, and a majority of the players aren't. So Elliot says they moved PvP missions to their own category for clarity. New players can get confused as they all show in the bounty tab, leading to new players accepting a mission to kill another player without fully understanding what exactly they're signing up for in that mission. So this allows players to be fully informed of what they're getting into. It also means those who are looking directly for PvP-focused missions outside of Arena Commander have more of a direct route to find this gameplay. I think that's a great change, right? I think that's totally fine. PvP as a separate tab is one of the easiest quality of life updates we can do. We have plans to ensure that all missions have a requirements section that high level touches on what things you would encounter in a mission, right? Like they keep doing this lore thing where they like just can't possibly tell you that, you know, yo, this is a player, not an NPC, right? So, however, it's important to be aware that the nature of our game is a sandbox, which means that most missions have a chance to PvP, as all it requires is a player to turn up at a location you are doing a mission at, and a fight starts. Yeah, like go to Hathor if you want to pirate. Go to the Worm if you want to pirate. I got pirated at the Worm last night. It was good times. So, yeah. I think that's all that we have on the news this week. So, we're going to go check out the Reclaimer and the RMC and CM prices, and we'll see what happens. But the biggest news is that they leaked the Worm, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.